My name is Flora Webb. I've been attending First Assembly for about 12 years. Well, first of all, I had a hip operation about 7 years ago, and I couldn't come to church for several weeks because I was in rehab. But when I was able to, which seemed like it was about a year before I could go to church, I came in and immediately, I get goosebumps. I immediately felt the love of this church, the people in it. I felt like God's arms were just enfolding me. And I sat in the back in a walker and just thrilled to death that I could be in church. I love this church. I love the people in it. I feel like this is my second family, which I have a huge family, but this is my second family, and I love everybody in here. About 5 years ago, I didn't know I had AFib, but I had to have 2 of my heart valves replaced. So I got a Dr. Declusion over in Oxnard at St. John's, and he did the surgery. Well, when I went in, I was in the room, they were getting me prepared. This man walked up and he said, and I said, oh, I was about half out. I said, who are you? He said, well, I'm the guy that's going to keep you alive. Well, they take your heart out and put it out on your chest and do what they want. Anyway, I got out of surgery and I was on a ventilator, which I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do nothing on my own. Well, I'm praying, Lord, just don't let this last very long. And a lot of my family were there. They were praying for me, and probably half hour, they took the ventilator off. I was walking down the hall the next day, and the therapist, they said, hey, who's the patient here? Would you wait a minute? We're trying to catch up with you. Anyway, I had no pain. I had the biggest room in St. John's, and the nurses would come in and they say, well, how did she deserve this room? And I'm thinking, yeah, the Lord, your Lord. And everybody walked in, how did you get this room, Grandma? And anyway, I had no pain, and I didn't even have to take pain pills or anything. And then when I was leaving, Jan, Clark, and Kathy were waiting for me outside with flowers. And I'm telling you, my heart just, oh, Lord, you are so good. So anyway, it was a very good recovery, and I've had no problems at all because the Lord has healed me. And also, one more thing, I had a cancer here on my throat, and this has been years ago. And I went to the Pentecostal church, and I had a little friend named Granny Long. And so the doctor had already cut into it twice to remove it. So he told me, Flora, you're going to have to come in, and I'm going to have to, cut out more, about the size of a quarter. So Granny, she said, Flora, don't have it done, don't. So they had a healing service at her church, so I picked her up, we went. Never did have to have nothing done. He healed that cancer on my neck. So I am blessed beyond words. And there are so many more, but I have been blessed. I am blessed because I got a wonderful family and a wonderful husband and a wonderful church that I love.